Now in the RHS axiom, what do you mean by RHS? First of all, R stands for your right angle. Okay. H stands for your hypotenuse. And S stands for any of the sides. Okay. That is what RHS axiom means. Now in RHS axiom, the
Sir, I can't hear you.
RHS axiom, who said you can't hear me? Because of network problem, maybe you log in once again, or what you do is you, in your phone, you have a setting, okay, which in which you have this certain data to be enabled. I'm forgetting that setting. Anyway, I'll tell you, but most probably it's the network setting of your phone.
Four stop.
It's the network in your phone that is because of which you are not able to see. Log in once again. I think it should be okay. Um, right angle, hypotenuse, and side. So obviously this axiom applies only for your right angle triangle, not for any other triangle. Only for right angle triangle, uh, this axiom will be, you can prove congruency with this axiom only for right angle triangles. Now the problem here is that given any right angle triangle, if I give you any right angle triangle, how do you actually recognize the hypotenuse? This I'll be discussing once again when I'll be doing your Pythagoras theorem after this. Okay. So given any right angle triangle, how do you identify which side is your hypotenuse? Suppose this right angle triangle I have given you. Okay. And I know that the right angle is the angle B. Then I know that AC must be the hypotenuse. This must be the side that is opposite to the right angle will be your hypotenuse. Okay. That will be the largest side also. For example, if I give you this right angle triangle, say, if I give you this kind of a right angle triangle, where I give you the right angle triangle at here. Okay. So once you know that this is the right angle, once you know that this is the right angle, the side opposite to the right angle must be your hypotenuse. Okay. So this AC is your hypotenuse in this case. Okay. That is how you identify the hypotenuse of the triangle. Now, having discussed the concept of hypotenuse, how to locate the hypotenuse in a right angle triangle, now we'll proceed with the axiom. Okay. Now look at this figure. You have two right angle triangles. It is given to you that this angle is 90-degree. Okay. And it is given to you that this side is equal to this side. So obviously, you know that this is the right angle. This opposite to the right angle must be the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is also given to you to be equal. Okay. And you have one side equal. That is, this side has been given to you to be equal to this side. Okay. That is what is given to you. So therefore, you write what is given to you in triangle ABC and PQR. You have these two angles 90-degree, angle A and angle P are 90-degree. BC is equal to QR as given. This side is equal to this side. And AB is equal to PQ. This is given. So AB is equal to PQ. Okay. And you say that they are congruent because of RHS. Because what you see here is that right angle, a hypotenuse, and one side of both the triangles are given. You have a right angle, you have a hypotenuse, and you have one side of the triangle given to be equal. So that is why this is from your, you prove the congruency from your RHS axiom. Now by CPCT, what can you say? Now you see that once you have proved congruency, you see that AB, this side, is equal to this side. So therefore you can say these two angles are equal. These two angles. Okay, once you have proved congruency. Okay, also what you can say is that if the hypotenuse and one side of a triangle are equal, is this okay? Also, what you can say is that since this is not by CPCT, but this is by normal. Only by CPCT, what you can only say is that this angle is equal to this angle. And for the other sides, you can use your normal ideas. For example, if this is your right angle triangle, I haven't done Pythagoras theorem, but what you must see is that if these two sides are equal, if the hypotenuse and one side are equal, that means the third side will also be equal, obviously. Because if you take this side as C, you take this side as C, and you take this side as B, and you take this side as B, then what is this side? This side is clearly root over of C square minus B square, hypotenuse. Okay, root over of C square minus B square. Therefore, not this side, in fact, this side, root over of C square minus B square. Hypotenuse square, root over of hypotenuse square minus base square. Okay, so by CPCT only I can say that these two are equal. Otherwise, you can interpret it in the way that I have written here. Okay, since this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and these two angles are equal by CPCT. Obviously, the third angle will be equal. Obviously, the third angle will be equal. Okay, and since the third angle is equal, opposite to this side, opposite to this angle, the sides must be equal. So you can interpret it in two ways. Either by Pythagoras theorem, we can say that the remaining third side is equal, or you can say by angles also. Okay. So this is your RHS. Let us now see one or two problems from RHS. Look at this problem. Yes, this is the statement. In the figure given below, BA is perpendicular to AC. BA, this side, is perpendicular to AC. Fine, this is perpendicular, 90 degree. And DE is perpendicular to DF. DE is perpendicular to DF. Fine, this is 90 degree. Such that BA is equal to DE. That means these two are equal. Okay. And BF is equal to EC. BF, that means this part is equal to EC, this part. Okay. Prove that angle ACB, this angle, is equal to angle EFD, equal to this angle. This is what you have to prove. Okay. Now see that this angle belongs to this triangle only. This triangle. And this angle also belongs to this triangle. The question that is asked, the angles in the question belong to these two triangles only. Right? They belong to these two triangles only. Therefore, it is a clear indication that we have to prove the congruency of these two triangles. So what I do is I start with these two triangles in triangle ABC, the upper triangle, and triangle DEF, angle BAC, or you can simply call it angle A also, is equal to angle EDF, or you can simply call it angle D also, because there is no other angle at A. Okay, in this triangle there is no other angle at A and D. You can simply call A, BAC, you can call it angle A, EDF you can simply call angle D, but not in all the cases. Remember, if there are more than one angle at A, then you cannot call it simply angle A. Okay, so suppose you had a line like this. Okay, then you cannot call it angle A, because there are two angles here, this and this. So because there is nothing, there is only one angle at A, so we can obviously call it simply angle A. Okay, fine. So, and what is the next thing that is given? Side AB is given to be equal to ED. This is given, and both are equal to 90 degree. This one, Okay, both are equal to 90 degrees. I have already given your reason. AB is equal to AD. You have given the reason. Now, what is the only thing that is left in this triangle? Actually, BF is given to be equal. Okay, so in the third one, what you can do is BF is equal to CE. This is given to you, right? But these two are not the sides of the triangle, are they? They are not the sides. The BF is not the side of triangle ABC. BC is the side of triangle ABC. So what you do is, if I add CF to both sides, then what happens? BF plus CF becomes BC, and CE plus CF becomes FE or EF. Okay. So now we have proved. So therefore, what are the side? What are the sides and angles that are involved? This right angle is involved. Okay. This side is involved. AB and ED. Okay. And what else is involved? This hypotenuse. What you see, the opposite to this right angle, this must be the hypotenuse. Opposite to this must be the hypotenuse. So clearly the hypotenuse are equal. So therefore, triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF, and this by RHS. Okay. And what is the question? Angle ACB is equal to EFD. Now clearly you have proved the congruency. Now look at what sides are equal. This side is equal to this side. So opposite to this side is this angle, and opposite to this side is this angle. Therefore they must be equal. Therefore angle ACB is equal to angle EFD is by CPCT.
আরে পড়াচ্ছে, দাঁড়াও তো তুমি।
Okay, so
দাঁড়াতে বলছি, তখন পড়াচ্ছে, আমি কি চান করবো আগে?
This is what your proof is for the first question. We now move on to the proof of the second question. In this question, RHS axiom is actually very easy. There's nothing too much here. And in this question, see, in the figure given below, AB bisects angle A. So this clearly, this line is a bisector of this angle. That means this angle must be equal to this angle. BP and BQ are perpendiculars. So BP and BQ, these are perpendiculars on AP and AQ respectively. So these two are 90 degrees. Okay. Prove that BP is equal to BQ. You need to show that BP is equal to BQ. Okay. How do you show? Now you see, you need to show that BP, this side, is equal to BQ, this side. BP is the side of which triangle? I can only see this triangle and no other triangle. Okay. And BQ, I can only see this triangle and no other triangle. So my question is referring to the what triangles I need to prove congruent. Okay. So let us now proceed to prove congruency. Let us mark the angles first. This angle equal to this angle. Okay. And this is 90 degree. And you have, so in fact, this is not a problem from RHS. Fine, let us solve and see. My mistake, I gave it under RHS, but let's see what this is. So I have identified the triangles. So let me write in triangle AQB. Sometimes with mistakes also you learn a lot. Teachers' mistakes. AQB and APB. That means these two triangles. Okay. We say angle AQB is equal to angle APB is equal to 90 degree. This is given. Okay. Given. What else? What else is given? That angle, these two angles are equal, right? So angle QAB is equal to angle BAP. Why? Because AB is the bisector or simply say AB bisects angle A. AB bisects angle A. Okay, and AB is equal to AB because AB is the common side of both the triangles. Common side. Okay, so therefore I can say triangle AQB is congruent to triangle ABD. Now the question is by what axiom? So let's see. I think this is not RHS, but let's see. So what do you have? You have this angle equal to this angle. You have this side, these two sides, and this is involved. Okay. So now you tell me by what axiom? Who will tell me? Who can hear me clearly? You can tell me. Shikha, can you tell me?
Yes, sir.
By what axiom I can say? Can you tell me? You were not there, no? Okay, you were not there. Fine, no problem. You don't say.
X.
Gaurav Patel,
Yes, sir.
tell me by what axiom?
What, sir?
By what axiom?
Hello. 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 Hello.
Fine, don't answer. No problem. I know suddenly you are not able to hear me. Tanisha, you tell me what by what axiom?
So by AAS.
Yes, AAS, exactly. Because you see that this side is opposite to equal angles, right? Therefore, this is by angle side. Two angles and one side. And what kind of a side is this? This is definitely not the included side. This side is definitely not the included side between the two angles. So therefore, it has to be angle side because this side is opposite to the equal angles. So anyway, this was not a problem from RHS, my mistake. And therefore, what can I say by CPCT? Now, once I have proven congruency, I need to show that BP is equal to BQ. So I look at the angle that are opposite to this. This angle is equal to this angle. So therefore, these two must be equal. Therefore, BP, or since I have written AQB first, let me write BQ is equal to BP by CP. And hence this is proved. Okay, any doubts, any questions?
No doubt, sir.
No questions? Good.
No, sir.
So congruency is over. Now this all the axioms are over. I want to start with some problems, but there's a Zishan Rabbani. You can hear me? Can't hear. Rick Bakshi, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Tell me what problem you had.
Yes, sir, I'm telling. 1 second.
You send the problem.
Huh?
You did not
I'm
send a
telling you.
screenshot.
Oh, so yes. I'm telling you, so 1 second. So the last example, huh? The last example.
That is last example of which chapter?
Sir, 5.1.
Which chapter? Name the chapter.
So the simultaneous linear equation. Simultaneous
linear equations. If you would have sent me the screenshot, it would have been better because how will I open the problem now? The chapter is not open in front of me.
So then I'm sending you, sir. 1 second.
Yes, send me a picture. Yes, send me a
okay,
picture.
Sir.
Send picture in the group. 5.451. Fine. Yes, who else is there? Zishan Rabbani, you can hear me? Now, Vishal Kumar Chaudhary. You can hear me, Vishal Kumar Chaudhary? Fine, not there. Zishan Rabbani, you can hear me? Not there. Let's wait.